Hello everyone! I might sound a little weird in this video because I'm in excruciating pain. You see, what happened was 3 canker sores showed up to work and decided to unionize in my mouth, and now they are one giant canker sore, and I am paying the price. So that's in the corner of my lip, rubbing against my canine constantly. It's really, really awful. Anyway, it has been 2 weeks since my 15th anniversary and the 15th anniversary stream I did. So I just wanted to say hi and talk about what's happened in 2 weeks with this beautiful Game Questers website that I unveiled that I was working on. The answer for the site itself is not much. You can see it still looks like complete garbage. I have done absolutely nothing to the site. It looks awful. But I have done considerable amounts to the Forge, and we will look at that. But one half of what I have been doing is just porting my mascots. When we first showed up here, I had like 3 of them. Well, maybe I had the first 8 actually, because I remember we made Bonk. So yeah, the first 9. We had 9 of them. There are now 4 pages. I have made all of these. But the most notable thing is that I made this entire page and these 2 today. I've made 13 of them today alone, finally giving the tools a real test of their merits, and they are amazing. The rest of the time, I've been adding 1 a day, maybe 2, while working on the Forge itself, because I have added a absolutely incredible amount of stuff to the Forge. So if we just go into the Super Business Adventure one here, to the Forge, I will show you around a little bit. I'm not wearing headphones, so there will be a little bit of echo probably, unless I've turned it down sufficiently. As you can see, the Super Business Adventure is looking exactly like it always has. The Forge is a little slower than the wheel side for some reason, and seems to chug a lot when I start doing crazy shit, but in this particular case, it is fine. But the Forge itself has had a lot of updates. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty because I don't even remember them all. I have added so much crap to this stuff. The important part being that it is almost complete parity with the old wheel now, in terms of what it's capable of. There's still a few straggler things that I wouldn't be able to completely recreate, but the fact that you saw Brax in the list earlier will show you that I have gotten almost all of it. I haven't really changed the setup, although I'm about to. I'm probably going to give sound and button their own spots, but one of the most notable things is I've made it super easy to tell what everything is and to move them around and stuff. So now we have these little preview images of each sprite, at least their first frame, and you can hover on them and it'll show up over here really big. So working on the wheel and knowing what sprite you're about to get into is a lot easier. You can also drag them around to reorganize them, so if you wanted that guy behind the background for some reason, you could just do this, and now he is. Now he's back there. At least when it's not, you know, fading in and out. Super easy! Don't have to worry about the render index anymore. The gearboxes, likewise, if you have any, can be reorganized and renamed, so you can always tell what you're working on, and they also show the index they're on. Nobody really knows how to use the gearboxes but me. I haven't really explained it super hard or in depth, but I'm going to make a video on that eventually, someday. But nonetheless, it's super easy and simple. And even on top of that, let's go over to these guys. The image loaded frames can be moved around too, so you can reorganize those if you loaded them too fast. Lots of stuff can be reorganized, including colors. The colors on like the segments and stuff, also reorganizable now. You can just move them around if you wanted to. Not really any reason to do that on the colors, except for the fact that the last one is the one that gets added, so if you wanted a duplicate of one color, you wouldn't have to like pick it again. But yeah, that's all super cool. I've added, like I said, basically every possible thing to the wheel that I could think of. There's a couple of things left I still want to do. For example, the gradient behind the sofa, you can just do that now, and there's a lot of different ways you can edit it. It's not using the normal gradient tools, this is just kind of a function, but because of that, you can do some crazy shit that you normally wouldn't be able to, like flip it around. Come on, there we go. Like flip it around like that, so that it's 2 of them. But yeah, you can do a gradient in the background, you can draw it in the front. Why would you do that? Because they can be opaque, so you can do shit like this and make it look kind of, I don't know, cinematic, whatever. Like I said, though, I'm not going to go over every single thing I've added to the wheel. Just know that it's a lot. I will show you how much it is by going into the Brax mascot. That's one of the ones that lags the wheel, or the forge rather, super hard. It is the upper limit of what's capable on the wheel. It doesn't look the same as it used to. Give me a second for it to load. I'm telling you, this chugs like a motherfucker. Works fine on the wheel side, not on this side. This side's real sad about all of the stuff I did in this. You want to see how sad it is? I'll show you in a second. Oh look, Unreal Air, it still works. So does this, although it looks different, because I didn't have, like I said, there was no access to the HTML in this version. I could have put it there, but it would have been hard to work with. So I just made this from scratch. That's part of what it's sad about. One of the things you can do on a sprite that I added is, like, if we go down to this star or whatever, you can add a rectangle. And that is what this is. It's just an empty sprite with a rectangle on it. And then all of those texts you can also add right here on a sprite. So all of those are empty sprites with text on them, and they're all constantly putting their XY value to the first one. Just so that it lines up right. And then there's like the text and the rectangle have these adjustment variables, so you can adjust where they are. It all just works very painfully. It took me almost all of yesterday to make this work, but I did, and it works great. Even the money doesn't work quite like it did. As you can see, it won't show up if I hit it too fast, but it works. Here's how sad the forge is. Look at that! Like I said, though, it works fine on the wheel side. That's all that matters. The forge has just got so many, like all the things that are listening for you to, like, hover over this and stuff are just dragging it so hard down. But it's not the forge's fault. It's the fact that this mascot uses 198 gearbox objects to make all of this work. It doesn't like that. It really doesn't like that. Kablooey also makes it sad, because the bombs moving around are doing kind of the same thing. But, that's not the exciting stuff. This is just the technical stuff of what I've been doing. I'm almost done with the forge, at least in terms of adding features, so soon I can just make it better and improve it and get back to the site and make this look better too and start working on that. Although I do have a call screening tomorrow and might have a job soon, which will, as I've said, slow me down considerably. But anyway, the exciting part is that you see these 4 pages here. These are all the mascots I've added. There are all, one less than 4 pages, but that's not all of the mascots that exist, because 3 people have gone absolutely nuts. Arklon, Purple, and Wizard have been adding something every fucking day. There are 4 pages of mascots from me. There are 7 pages of mascots in total. Holy shit, these guys are losing their minds. I'm not going to show you all of these. I'm going to leave it for a surprise for the future, for whenever this isn't just on my Discord. Someday this will be available to everybody, and the Game Questers website will be like Bag Blockery, where you can sign up to one of the quests and like spin to your heart's content to play all the games like I do. Or, you know, just add individual games and do those. I don't care. That'll be a thing eventually. I just haven't gotten to that. But some of these mascots are absolute... Holy shit. They're just great. Let's just put it that way. Let's just look at a few. I'll load up Chewbacca. In fact, no, let's go back to Chun-Li. We'll look at Chun-Li. We will look at... We'll look at Arklon's Grim Reaper. Arklon's a little less tech-savvy, so his are a little bit more on the simple end, but they're still fun. Sure, Mute City. And there's one in... Pepsi Man, of course. There's one in particular I want. Hang on, I'm going to find it. I went past it. We have to see Solstice. We have to see Solstice. Arklon made a tribute to me. Arklon made a tribute to me, basically, on this crap. You kidding me? Oh, there it is. Ego Orb is my favorite. We're going to see Ego Orb. Oops, I just realized that the sound wasn't on earlier. I forgot to switch to the other input because I'm doing this lazy mode. That's fixed. You didn't hear anything for my showing off the forge, but that's fine. You saw how Brax was really sad, though, with the spinning. That's all you really needed for that. Sounds back on so you can hear all these mascots that I was about to show off. Starting with Chewbacca having a good time in the cantina. Purple's really bringing the effort, the grade A artistic effort. This is about as good as it gets for the kind of mascot I would have made. Absolutely stellar. Celestial Bandicoot's Holiday. Alright. So don't worry about the fake game names. That's just whenever you're like previewing a mascot or not subscribed to any quests or whatever. Let's move on to another legendary mascot. Not quite to that level of quality, but it doesn't need to be because it's fucking Kong Kong 97. Look what the wheel is capable of, everybody. Look what it's capable of. Incredible. Kart Chaos 7 indeed. What's up next? We got another 5 of these to look at. This is Arklons. He made Shadowgate. He does a lot of this GIF of the game on the side kind of stuff going on. Not quite up to Purple's level of artistic quality, but he's learning the tools still, and I gotta give him some props for being able to get over his technologically illiterate status and really dig into this forge. He's doing a good job considering. Here we have Mute City. Heck yeah. Weird choice of a spin arrow, but you know what? Whatever. Loving the vibes. Bright yellow and blue. Pinkie Pie's Werewolf Extermination. What a wonderful game to spin up on Mute City. Good shit. 3 more. 3 more previews of what's been going on. You have to have Pepsi Man in your life. Originally, he had it still say Wheel of Crap here. I took that off myself because it looks better without it, honestly. Surprise! Pepsi Man shows up when you spin. That's right. Attack on Demonic Legend 95. Cool game. 2 more. I don't remember what this one was. Oh, God, yeah. Look what Wizard did. He timed it. Boom! Comes at you hard. Also Solstice spins. I don't know why, but you know what? You do you, Wizard. I'm not here to judge what you do with your mascots. I'm just here to make sure that you don't upload something terrible. Family and the Earl No Cooney. Jesus, so epic. But let me tell you what, Wizard's Ego Orb is my favorite so far. It fits the Wheel of Crap aesthetic so well. Absolute simplistic perfection. Check this out. It's got a great song. Great use of the tools provided. Doing very simple things. Doing them so well. And then, just as you're ready to spin, it comes at you fast. Kind of frightened me the first time. I told him it was terrifying. I had to fix it a little bit, because it was in the early days. He made this was like his second mascot that he made. Incredible. I love it so much. The background's beautiful. The use of sine, or well, I guess just sine in this case, but yeah, the use of sine and cosine on this mascot are immaculate. Couldn't do much better. But that's about it at this time. I have upgraded the Forge to have almost all of the features I needed to make basically every mascot except Sans. Although I don't know if I'm going to do Uno the same way, because Brax was very painful. Let's go back into Brax on this side, because it runs better. You saw how the wheel was like just completely locking up when I tried to spin on the Forge side? Like I said, it's because of the HTML side of it have so many listens or something, I'm guessing. Like, so many listeners, that it just destroys it. But it works fine over here. Cookie Demon had a similar issue. Kablooey has a similar issue. The Forge just grinds to a halt if you try to spin. But yeah, this took all of an entire day. and I'm pretty sure I could do Uno almost exactly like it was, but the amount of gearbox items it would take would probably just blow my entire site up. But yeah, I've got another 26 of these to go. And like I said, Sans in the incarnation that he is on the wheel I'm using right now, impossible. But I can make a, you know, a smaller tier of Sans. Without the talking, I don't have a way to do dialogue boxes, at least not yet. I might add one sometime. I don't know how exactly I do that, but I might add one. But yeah, just like, you know, a simpler idea, like the dog mode of Sans, where he just gets hit by the dog cart and then the dog comes down. I could do that. I could do Papyrus standing there next to some spaghetti if they're just not talking. It's just the rest of it that would be impossible. The gold doesn't, like, accumulate anymore. You just get a set random amount. And unfortunately, I haven't figured out a good way to make this text more dynamic, so I just put plus plus and minus minus. But other than that, yeah. Also, I couldn't show the stars that were on it before because of the lack of HTML. P5 will not let me show stars, so I had to use Kirby stars. That's what that's about. Only used 5 because it was easier. But yeah, that's the current state of the wonderful Forge and the site. The site hasn't changed at all, like I said, but I'm getting there. Almost all my mascots are up here. And once that and the Forge are, you know, polished a little bit more, I can work on maybe making it a little more organized, a little more pretty, and then the missing parts of the site. Because we still don't have the games list to be able to, like, look at that. We don't have the activity feed to be able to look at that, or to, like, change a game from spun to beaten to completed, or take it back off the list, or just add it to the list without having to subscribe to one of the quests, which of course we don't really have. We only have these 3 test ones, and of course the games themselves don't exist. We only have these 751 NES games. Need to add all those. But it's in the works. I've been making good progress. I don't know how long I'll be able to do that. I might have a job next week at this rate. But so far, it's been all I've been doing, and the Forge really shows it with all of the love and care that I've put into it to make things easier. In fact, there's, like I said, I wasn't going to show every possible thing that I could show you about the Forge, but there's a lot of ease of use features. Things just like this has already got the colors in it, but those are my custom chosen colors. But you can, like, if I were to take these off, there's an option now where you can, like, go into the loaded frames and auto-colorize everything based on these colors, and boom, now you got those colors. They're probably, yeah, they're just the 3 main colors of him. I do a little bit different to make the wheel look a little bit better, but you can do that. You can even go into a different sprite. This one's not going to have any different colors, but, and it's only using the first frame, mind you, but you can go into another sprite and do the same thing and just add those colors to it, and then it'll add it. So it got a blue from... You know what? Actually, no, I don't think it does just use the first frame. It uses all of the frames up to, like, 10, I think. Regardless, makes it a lot easier to load the wheel in all the places it needs to load. Or at least start to. I've used it a couple times, but I already had the colors I wanted for my mascots, and I'm picky. Like, I don't like having the same green a bunch of times, so I'll, like, put it a little off-green for mine. So I have to edit it every time anyway. But, yeah, I'm making it more easy. I'm making it a little more, you know, for normal people. There's only so much I can do. I'm not an artist. I can't do UI very well. But that's, this is just kind of a, it's been 2 weeks, check out what I've made kind of video, so I hope you enjoyed getting another look at this work in progress. It will be a long time before I think it'll be ready for the general public, but it will eventually. And I can tell you this, after the main quest, I've always been planning on doing N64, and I'm going to do it on my site. I'm not going to use my old wheel. It's going to be gone. It'll be done after this. I'm going to use this, and I will favorite every mascot I like, whether I made it or not. And it will be beautiful. But yeah, 2 weeks, this is what's happened. I've made, God, fucking half of my mascots, and Purple Wizard and Orklon have made as many as I have in that same amount of time, 14 days, and we have like 73 mascots so far total. That's one shy of everything I made in 15 years. Given half of them are me just porting the ones that I already knew how to make, but still. I can say that as much of a bitch as it is to use the gearbox system in this, once you get used to it and like formulate a battle plan for a mascot before getting into it, it's getting easier every time I do it, and it makes more sense to me. And I feel that I've done, while I've made some stupid fucking decisions for sure, because it's based on old ideas, and I wanted them to be the same. I feel I've done a pretty good job. Anyway, that's it from me. I'm gonna stop talking and hurting my canker sore now. Bye.